let's walk through how to build out a sequence-based campaign template inside of DoInbound. Now, you're going to want to use a sequence-based campaign when you are pulling off, say, one-time projects. Things like a website redesign, a new client onboarding, things like that where you're going to do them once. You want to get started, say, tomorrow or a specific day next week, and then you want to complete the project, and that's it. It's not something that's recurring, ongoing, month after month. It's kind of a one and done kind of a thing, but you still want to set up as a campaign template so that you're following your documented process. What you'll do is you'll come in here and hit create, and we're going to select sequence-based campaign. I'm just going to call this one testing sequence. I'm going to hit save. This is going to create my new template for me. Now you'll see here I've got this grid essentially where I can begin to add in deliverables that'll be built out. So what you want to do is up here at the top, click add deliverable, and we're going to basically stack our deliverables in sequence right here. So here I'm going to search for funnel or inbound. Wait for it. There we go, build. So I've got a sequence here of deliverables that I want to roll out kind of in sequence. So build one, building, this is a kind of like an inbound funnel type campaign. I'm going to search again for build two, doing my decision stage offer next. And you'll see what it's doing here is it's filling up the amount of space here that is required in number of days. So this whole deliverable takes 1 day from the first task till the deliverable publish date. This takes 17 days because I started on day 2. But what you can do in here is you can alternate them as well. So this second deliverable doesn't begin until this one starts, but over here I can run one in parallel if I would like to. So build 3 is my decision stage lead nurturing. So I'm going to set that one up over there so that I'll get started on both of these deliverables at the same time. I'll come down under here and I'm going to add my next one. My consideration stage offer. And here I want to also add my consideration stage lead nurturing. So I've got both of those guys building in parallel there again. So what I can do down here at the bottom, you see I've run out of space here. All you need to do is hit add more days. It's going to take a few moments to do that, but it's going to create additional space here on the grid for you where you can build stuff out. So I need to just wrap up my campaign here. Got my awareness stage lead nurturing. And then after that, I got my last one. There we go. All right, so now I've got all of my stuff in place here. This is going to make sure everything rolls out on time and I'm not late on anything. You can stack things in parallel as long as you want. What this is going to do is when we go to deploy this thing, we're going to select the start day for it. Let's just do that right now as an example. So I'm going to add a new campaign. I'm going to select sequence-based here. I'm going to call this one testing sequence again, just like that. And you'll see here, it's only going to show me the deliverables here that are sequence-based because I've selected that. So I'm going to select sequence-based right there. Now here, this is where sequence-based is different from the other types of templates inside of DoInbound. You're basically selecting the day you would like work to begin, because when you go back to that template, you remember that the grid starts on day 1. So that's going to say the first task of that deliverable is due on that day. So let's say I want to kick off this new project on Thursday the 4th. I'll click that and I'll hit create. Now it's going to begin to build out my campaign. It's going to look at that date of the 4th. Then it's going to say, okay, what's the first task due inside of this campaign? And it's going to place the due date of that task as the 4th. And then based on the relationship of that due date with the deliverable publish date and the rest of the deliverables inside the campaign, it's going to calculate every single deliverable publish date and then all of the task due dates inside of each of the deliverables that are inside of the template. So what you'll see here is I've got all of my different deliverable publish dates right here. If I click on here, I can see all of my task due dates. Remember I said I wanted the 4th to be the day that I got started. You'll see there the 4th is that task due date. This is cool because it's going to deploy your campaign with everything on schedule because it's saying, okay, when you want to start and it just deploys everything out from there. So from this, I can see that this is going to begin work on the 4th. It's going to continue through February, going down to the 28th right there, and that's going to kind of help me get my plan out there. I've got my campaign in place. I'm going to execute this, complete the project, and move on. So again, sequence-based is great for a new client onboarding. This is a funnel configuration campaign that I just set up right here. So for an example, this would live like after you build a client a strategy and you want to go set up their funnel so that you've got all of the appropriate lead nurturing set up in there, the appropriate bottom of the funnel offers, stuff like that, that you're not going to build every single month. You kind of want to put that in place once, continue to hone and monitor and check it. But for the most part, you put that work in and it's there. And now you can monitor this campaign as you roll forward from there. So that's a view of sequence-based campaigns. Get out there, give it a try. If you got questions, hit us up in the chat. We're here to